So today we are going to be making one of my favorite projects. We like to make this in art class when we can still go to art class. It's a really cool way to turn a toilet paper tube into a koi carp fish. Doesn't look that fantastic yet, but once it's painted, it's going to look really, really fab. Now there are a lot of toilet paper roll crafts going around the internet, but this is one of my favorite ones because it just makes such a beautiful little fish, and sometimes we even create a background for it that looks like the sea or a pond, so maybe we'll do that a bit later. Now all you need for this craft today is toilet paper tube for each fish that you want to make. You can make as many as you like. You need a stapler to stick that all together, and you need a cereal box or some other kind of cardboard where you will be opening it up and cutting out the fins for the side of the fish and his tail fin. Yes, paint. What are we gonna do without paint, right? I mean, you can leave them like this. They look kind of cute, and if you really don't have any paint, you can just go ahead and you could use food coloring mixed with a tiny bit of water, or just even decorate it with marker pens and crayons. But I love to paint these so that they are completely covered up and there's no brown left showing at all. So we will get to this stage first, where we have them looking like a proper fish, and then we will start to paint them. So let's get started. Okay, are you ready, Oz?
Yeah? Where's
BB has gone to walk the dog. Right, she'll be back in a minute. So, I'm going to pull up a chair. Now, we have a few toilet paper tubes here. Now, just a little tip. Two things you want to avoid. Number one, oh, hang on. Here, Ozzy, sing.
Angels, angels, lighting up the sky. Angels, angels.
That's beautiful. Okay, that was a short intermission. You may pause your song. Now, so two things you want to avoid with toilet paper tubes. Number one, if they're too thick. This one is really thick. That means it's going to be very, very difficult to staple and squeeze together to make this kind of shape for the body. Okay, so those ones, not so good. The other thing you want to avoid is any that have a printed logo all around them. Sometimes you get the brand name of the toilet paper, which is printed all around, and that's really hard to paint over. But these are great because these are plain and they're quite nice and squishy. Have a squeeze. Mm-hmm. They feel nice and squishy. Mm-hmm. That's good. Okay. So, the first thing we need to do is
squeeze them like this.
Give it a little squeeze. Then we are going to draw our fins. So over here we have a leaf-shaped type fin. We're going to draw one. I'm going to do a couple because me and you are both making these, right?
4.
And then I'm going to draw around them so that we get an exact pair. I'm also going to draw a tail fin. So I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I've got these kind of leaf shapes here for the fins at the side, and then the tail fin. I don't know if Bibi wants to do it today, don't I? She's still in her PJs. You can come and join in if you like, Bibi. If you sit there, you won't even be on film. No one will even know you're there. Like a little art ninja. Just creeps in. Okay. So I'm going to cut these out. Are you ready, Oz? Sorry, this bit's a bit boring for you. Don't fall off your chair. That would not be cool.
Can I go just watch it while I
No.
need to do that?
No, because you've got to be here, otherwise you can't join in. So, we've got one of these.
And then you have to
trace
put
around it again.
and then you have to put it, tiny bit of it in here.
Do you want to join in? Seriously, babe?
Squeeze it.
Can you see us in there?
And then you can staple it.
Is it still working? Can you go and give Artie something to watch, please? What's that? Oh, thank you. Right. We'll speed up this bit of me cutting this out because it looks a bit boring. Okay? Don't do those kind of fake burps, they're a bit weird. Yuck. Don't do it. Yuck. Ozzy. So, we've got 1. Don't do that, please. Otherwise, it can't be in the video. 2. We've got 2 tails. 1, 2. Now, check if it fits inside there, Ozzy.
It does.
Yeah. What's he screaming about? Don't do it, please. I might forward this bit, but can you put on the video that he wants? Pretty please, because I can't go and do it now.
Running low on battery. Mummy,
How
I
much
just need to wash my hands. How do you do this bit?
Yeah. In a minute we'll do that bit.
But do you go like this and then how do you staple it in?
I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so I'm going to give you your pair of fins. Baby's coming. 1, 2. So those are for you. You keep yours there. Okay.
This is how I do the first bit.
Okay.
Is this how you do the first bit?
Let's have a look. We got rid of that bit. Yes, my dear. Right, put these. Okay, Bibi's going to come and help you in just a moment. So, watch out, Oz.
I want it this long.
Okay, let go. Let go. So, you have to make sure that this can fit inside there. If your tail is too fat, it's not going to work, okay? So, you're going to squash it down just like Ozzy was. You want quite a nice long tail because otherwise your fish looks a bit squat. If it's like that, it's not so pretty. He's not going to be able to swim very much. No, he needs a nice long swishy tail, right? So you're going to squeeze it like that and make sure it's in the middle. You're going to have a little bit hanging over on either side and you are just going to staple from one side and then staple from the other side. After that, hang on, baby's coming, baby, save your brother, quick. I'm washing my hands. Right, so then you just cut off the extra bit there so that you have a nice, gentle shape curving in. So it looks like the tail is homogeneous with the body.
Look like a pointy triangle.
No, you don't want a little sharp corner. That wouldn't look so good. So now for your fins. They're going to be 1 on each side. So we've got 1.
Why did you use another one?
Because I'm sticking them on for you. So you can paint it. Do you not want them on it?
I do.
Yeah, I'll stop you whining there. Right. So I'm doing this bit because it's a bit precise and a bit dangerous. Okay, so we've got it about halfway up the body, or maybe 2/3 of the way up the body. We're putting our staple up inside, just to attach that like this. Now, the staples are much better than glue or sticky tape, because sticky tape makes it very difficult to paint afterwards, and glue, it needs to be a super powerful glue if it's going to work. You could use glue if you don't have staples, I guess, but not just regular Pritt stick. You would want something like a Yoo-hoo glue, maybe.
Or super glue.
Super glue, yes.
Yeah,
Super duper glue. We amuse ourselves, don't we, Ozzy? Right, so.
Yoo-hoo!
Yoo-hoo! Right, this is how it should look.
I'm back.
You're back. Okay, so we are going to try and paint these fishies now. Now, when we're painting our fish, it's nicest if you choose more than one colour because then they will blend together. Shush a minute, I'm trying to explain something. So, you want to choose more than one colour, but never work with children.
Yeah.
Oh, shush, seriously. So, if we choose a colour which is opposite another colour, Ozzy, what's going to happen? So, blue is opposite orange. Look, if he's looking out of his front door, orange lives across the road. Hey, orange, shall we mix together? What are they going to make?
Brown.
Brown. Okay.
I just made it.
Now you might want a brown fish, but if you don't want a brown fish, then don't use colours.
And
which are
red
opposite.
and green would make brown.
They would. And what about yellow and purple?
Make brown.
Brown.
And blue and orange make brown.
So the best thing to do when you want to choose colours which blend together nicely is choose colours which are next door neighbours. Because they blend nicely together. So yellow will blend nicely into green, or yellow will blend nicely into orange, or orange with red, red with purple, purple with blue, green with blue. You get the picture. So Ozzy, I want you to pick a couple of colours which are next
Orange
door.
with purple would be good.
Might get a little bit brownish. So I want you to choose two colours which are next door neighbours. Which colours can you have for your fish?
Red and purple.
Okay, I don't.
Actually, red and orange.
The red I've got here is kind of a bright pinkish red. That's still nice. We're running low. Now, what I've got that we're using here are these little squeezy acrylic paints. They're apple barrel paints, which are quite good, I find. But any kind of paints will do. Acrylic are quite good because they are very opaque. That means you can't see through them, so you won't see the brown as much. Are you all right, my dear?
Mommy, you got some on your fish.
Oh dear, it's all right, it's only dry. So, I'm going to move this out of the way. We don't want to get paint on the iPad. So, what you want to do, Ozzy, is start with one of your colours. So, this one, or this one at the top. And then, are you with me? And you're always brushing downwards. So look, we're brushing down from the mouth of our fish, down towards the tail. Not a crossway. You spiked yourself with your fish. Down, down. Can you see that? So which colour are you going to start with at the top? This one or this one?
I want to
Roll up the
start
sleeves.
with this one.
Okay. So, Ozzy and I are just adding some nice colours to our fish over here. Always brushing in a nice straight line down from the head to the tail so that you have a nice even cover all over your fish. We are trying to use 2, maybe 3 colours which are near each other on the colour wheel so that you get a nice blended effect. Ozzy's are a bit different to mine. He's got little patches of colour, but it's super cute. It really works. And then later on, we're going to be adding a little bit more detail with some paint markers. I have chosen a couple of different shades of blue and a nice aqua colour for my fish. Ozzy's using a bright pinkish red with some orange and some yellow. I'm also finishing another fish at the same time, and I'm going to be finishing the other fish in some nice pinks, purples and a little bit of blue. So we have 3 very different fishies in front of us. You could use any colours you like. The brighter the better, so your fish really pop. And don't forget, we're going to be adding the black for the mouths afterwards. So we are busy painting away. This took us a little bit of time, so we're chatting away and enjoying ourselves, but I thought I would speed this up so you guys didn't have to watch for quite so long. I'm not sure how long this part took us, maybe about 10-15 minutes. What colour fish are you guys going to go for? Ozzy wanted to do 1 fish of every single colour of the rainbow. He's been saving up a whole bunch of toilet rolls. I'm not sure whether we will get round to doing that many of them, but I'll let you know if we do. Don't forget to show me yours if you have a go. We are just finishing off where we have some little areas of white left. Just make sure that you turn those fishies round just enough so that you cover anywhere that will be seen from the top. Obviously, if you're going to hang your fishy up
from a string later on. You might want to paint the bottom too, but don't forget to wait till the top is dry before you do that. I'm just helping Ozzy touch up a couple of little bits on his that he missed. He got a bit bored, I think, and wandered off. So here they are, all looking pretty good, really.
Okay, say hi, Ozzy.
Hi!
Right, so we are back with our fish, which are dry. And I also painted the inside of these black yesterday, just using Ozzy's school paint. This is just a bit of gouache paint, but any black paint will do. Trying to get the paintbrush down as far as you can so that you create this big gaping mouth for your koi carp. So what we're going to do now is a few things. Number one, if you want to, you can cut the bottom of these tail fins a little bit, kind of stuck together a bit. Can you see how I've done that here? Yeah. So if you want them to have that nice sort of feathered effect, you can cut those. Do you want yours to have that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want it like that? So you're just literally cutting up a little way, chop, choppy chop, chop, chop. Careful of your fingers. Always cutting up towards the base of the fish. Okay, so you've got this nice fanged sort of tail. The other thing we're going to do is start adding some scale shapes. Now, you can make these any colour you like. You could do them rainbow, you could stick with the kind of colours that you already have, which is what we're doing over here, but it's really up to you. So I'm just going to show you on this piece of paper what kind of scale patterns we might do. So where you've got a fin, it's very beautiful. We're going to leave the base because we're going to stick ours onto a background, which we'll make later. But where you've got a fin shape like this, a nice simple way to add a bit of detail is just do some lines going down through the fin. Okay? Where you've got your body, you could do some little scale shapes like this. Do you think you can do that kind of? Do you want to have a go? Here, have a go on this paper first. See if you can manage to do. Let's roll up your sleeves. A little
Do what?
Try doing these sort of scale shapes. It's like doing the letter U, but then again, and then again, and then again. Yeah, that works. So what you're going to do now, Ozzy, is you can add some nice lines also going down in your tail.
Put it like a U!
Yeah, well that's what I was doing. But an M works as well, doesn't it? Because it's kind of like an upside down U. Also on your tail, you can add some nice little lines going down like that. Or anything you can really think of. Can you think of anything else you want to add to your fish?
Like doing squiggly lines a lot.
That's another good thing. That would look cool. So you've got your colours here, Ozzy. You get started doing that one.
And also doing like one, like an N.
Like an N. Show me on here. How would that look? Ah, yeah. You could do a few of those. Now the other thing we're going to do today is we're going to add some lips. Now we're using some paint markers. I just got these off of Amazon. They're not a particular brand. These are called Artistro, but I just literally typed in paint markers. Now another really good paint marker that I've found is Giotto, and these are called Giotto Deco pens if you can manage to get hold of those. But you can also use any marker pens, maybe even oil pastels, because they will work well on a painted surface. So the other thing I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to check it's working, is add some lips. So that just means, can you see what I'm doing here, Oz? Just going around your tube, the outside of your tube, in a colour which you think would look good for the lips. So you're just going a little bit of the way around anywhere that you can see. So we're just creating this kind of lip shape to show that that is their big gaping mouth. Okay, and then while you do your scales, I'm going to cut you out some eyes.
So we're just adding our scales and our lips to our fish and some little designs on their fins over here. We have these nifty paint markers, but As I said, you guys could use anything that really shows on your painted fish, whether it's oil pastels, paint markers, or just regular marker pens. Just give it a go and add as much detail as you can. I hope you like ours when they're finished. Let me find the book.
Artie! Artie, look what I've done so far on my fish. Look, I've done some nice patterns. Look at it. And look at the bottom. This is all around.
Show him. Hold it still.
And look at the bottom. Look at the bottom.
Oh, the bottom, it still shows that it's a cereal box, doesn't it? Right, did you do your black eyes, Oz? The black circles?
Yep.
On both of them?
Is this yours?
Yeah, well, you can have them if you like.
What is this one?
That's my princess fish. What did we call them yesterday? Snazzy Pants and Wriggler. Yours was
mine's
Wriggly or Wriggler?
Wriggler.
So, hang on, let's stick these eyes on. This one
It
is
was
Snazzy Pants. Wriggly. Snazzy Pants. And what was the other one called, Ozzy? My blue one. I forgot. Did we even name it?
No.
Oh. Well, if one is Snazzy Pants, what should we call the other one, Artie? Snazzy Pants
Which one
and
was your first one that you drew?
Drew. I think maybe that one.
So this one's Snazzy Pants.
So that's Snazzy Pants.
And this one...
There we go.
I don't know the name.
I think I might give it some nostrils as well. Do fish
That
have
one we
nostrils?
didn't give.
No, this one, he wants to call this one Snazzy Pants. They don't have nostrils.
should call that one? Little bat. But that's just a silly name.
I know, it's not a sensible name like Snazzy Pants, is it? I mean, a sensible name.
Oh, look at the bottom of my eyes.
Yeah, that's because it's an old it's an old poster, so we just use up the paper.
wasn't it that name?
What's another word for pants?
Walking path.
I was just thinking if we give them like matching names. Snazzy Pants.
Quasi.
Snazzy Pants and Jazzy Knickers. Right.
No,
Give me your eye, I'll stick a bit of glue on it.
actually, they're from Snazzy Knickers.
Snazzy Knickers. This is all getting very rude and very silly, isn't it? Ozzy gave his a sensible name like Wriggler, and Mummy just went a bit bonkers.
No, Wriggly.
Wriggly, all right, I can't
I
get it right. Right, not enough glue.
the name Snapping Fan.
There you go. Here we are, look at that.
Now wriggle.
Wriggler, he wriggles.
Now he's wriggling.
Actually, he doesn't even have any pants. I think Snazzy Pants is a silly name. I think we should call him Snazzy Fins.
Yeah.
Fab Fins and Snazzy Fins.
Look at mine. Look, mine's wriggling.
Right, Manny.
Wriggle.
Wriggle, wriggle. Okay.
Mine's wriggle.
Look, you can make these ones swim.
We've done!
We've done it. Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it. Not at all terrifying and scary. So, we've got our 3 beautiful
We've
fish.
done!
Shush! You horrid child.
We're done!
Okay, here they are. Say it in a nice voice. Say, here we are, beautiful
Here we
fish.
are, beautiful fish!
Right, we're done.
Ow! We're done. We're going to tell you off.
So here I am just finishing off these fishies. So what I'm doing first is cutting out a little spirally worm. This took me a little while to cut out, so I've sped this up for you. Threading the worm on a string and then attaching the string to the fish. So it looks like this fishy is opening his mouth to catch this big juicy worm. Now what I'm doing on this one here is just adding some waves and bubbles with oil pastels. You could also use wax crayons, and then adding food coloring over the top to create a base that we can stick this fish onto. Now Ozzy preferred to leave his just as it was so he can play with it. with his other little sea creatures. And here are the finished results. I hope you like them, guys. Bye.